That's my job. You got it. You see? You did it.
How you know that? Good.
I don't want any hiccups. Set me up.
Oh, man. You done with that?
And then
What's up?
Okay. I want to unravel it. Okay, everyone's just going to stand here. I don't want them to be. And then move the mic over here. Okay, I think it's good. As long as I want to move this over here a little bit more, okay? Up here. Thank you so much. Is it on?
Right.
I think that's good. Just cut it on. Good morning, family and friends.
Good morning.
Okay, very good. Good morning, family and friends. In the back, can you hear me very clearly, or do I need to raise my voice? You're the best, that's why. Appreciate you. Good morning, family and friends. My name is Hawa Kareem, and I'm the funeral director and owner of Islamic Burial Services. It is definitely my honor to take care of this beautiful family. We took care of businesses on the phone, but we connected like we were family and known each other for a long time. It was definitely a very beautiful experience. Needless to say, my condolences to you. This is never, ever easy. But this is a reminder for us all. It's a simple reminder. It's a huge reminder that it's not a cliche that we're born to die. And most certainly we know that this is the path that we'll go. I share with families, and it may sound a little silly, but just follow me for a second. And that is just as when we were all in our mother's womb, when we came out of our mother's womb, what were we doing? Crying. We wanted to stay there. We thought, this is the place, it's warm, it's comfortable, I want to stay here, don't move me. And we came out crying. And now we're here in this life and we're comfortable and we're like, hey, this is what's going on. I could be here another 50,000 years. But this isn't our dwelling, this is not our end either. And we all know if we have a little faith, a lot of faith, or whatever our belief is, we know that we're all trying to get to heaven. And we all know that whatever book we read, we know that heaven is a place that has bliss upon bliss. And there's no pain and suffering and worries. And there's none of this. All of this that we work for in this life goes to that life. And so we want to do as many good deeds as we're able to. And when I hear the family speak of our brother Omar, they speak about how he was strong and loving and family. And this is beautiful and this is very, very important. And so we want to know, we ask God in his infinite mercy to make his good deeds multiply and multiply. And in his infinite mercy that he remove his bad deeds or remove his sins. And we know that God is able to do all things. For us, we're going to hold on to a grudge. That's right, one day he did. But when we ask God for his mercy, God gives it to us. We ask for God, and when we make prayer for things, we're like, whoa, I'm amazed. That really happened. Yes, because God, you spoke and God said, Amen. Had the angels to say Amen, and it happened. And so we ask God to have mercy on him and to make his grave spacious and put light upon light in his grave. We ask God that he gives his good deeds in his right hand and not in his left hand, so that this is all mostly good deeds. As we know that there's two angels that we have that are with us all the time. And the angels are on the right and the angels on the left. And they're not a good angel and a bad angel. But in the actual concept is that it's the angel on the right that writes down my good deeds. And the angel on the left that writes down my bad deeds. So we ask God for ourselves and for our brother Omar that the angel on the right stays very busy. He or she, they stay very busy writing down our good deeds, our good deeds, our good deeds. And then we work hard. So when we know something, we get that little feeling, don't do it. We start moving away from those things. Because, we get those signals, and we accept or we don't. But most certainly I ask you, family, to understand that you're asking Allah in his infinite mercy that the next time you see our brother Omar, You're going to be there and it'll be bliss. And he's not going to be in pain. He's not going to be in suffering, not going to be worrying. He's not going to say, look at my little boo-boo. He's going to be handsome and strong as you know him. And this is what we believe, and this is what we want to continue to keep families in our prayers. As we know, this is not easy. Last thing that I ask of you is to keep in communication with the family. Reach out. This is not easy. Call and say, Mom, are you okay? Ask the sisters, are you okay? Check on the grandchildren. Check on the family. Because we have to make sure that that family stays strong, as we know that it will. We do have an order of service, and we're going to take everything step by step. When we leave, when we finish everything, we're going to make a funeral prayer for him. And that funeral prayer is never, ever to offend anyone. But it is made for Muslims by Muslims. So if you're not a Muslim, then you'll be able to observe the prayer, or you can sit in your seat and pray for him. But we will be bringing him to the back where we have more open space, and we'll have the Muslim men to line up and then the Muslim women to line up to make that prayer. But again, it's never, ever to offend anyone. And then we'll have the procession going to Westland Cemetery, which is in East Hanover, New Jersey. I recommended that cemetery to the family because then when you go there, you realize it is peaceful, it is beautiful. It's a park, and it is peaceful and it's beautiful. And if you ever want to go back to visit him, it's some place that you'll be able to sit and make prayer for him, or just your last thought of where his dwelling place is. I pray that it brings you peace. Again, my name is Hawa Kareem. One more thing. We have letters for work and school. We'll have them at the door because guess what? Today's Tuesday. I don't want you to go back to school and work and they said, what happened? We have letters for work and school for you. We also have the orange cards that have the address of the cemetery. If you need anything else, please let me know, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You ready? Yes. Now you can leave it on here, or you can, whatever's comfortable for you. I might have.
Hello, I'm Rashida Broadway. I'm one of Omar's youngest sisters. I decided to write some words for my brother. Just hear them, touch, and agree. This poem is called Rebirth. A man is born, predetermined path in sight. It is not ours to question or to ask why. We all have a path to our own greatness. We follow in silence, stepping alone on sheer faith. This makes us who we are, to experience life's ups and downs. Obstacles shall be put in your way. Soldiers and the strong persevere. We are all in this army of life. Just as we know life, death shall soon come. But that path, that predetermined life path, is set upon. And your mind, your body, and your spirit. A soldier, a son, a father, a mentor, called home to guide the afterlife. Omar answered that call, the rebirth of a son. Amen.
Amen.
After this, I would like for my father to get up on this Broadway and speak some words about Omar, the son. Dad? This, you will be defining and reading this right here, and you and Mom can go through that.
Thank you very much. I'm glad everybody came. I appreciate, I see a big crowd here. I see a lot of people here that I don't even know. Okay, because Omar had that kind of life. They understand it. People from his job even took a bus to get here. And I love seeing that. I don't see my son Akbar, and maybe he's not here because he's had a little incident, and it may not be good for him to be here. But I'm saying all praises be to Allah and the messenger of Allah, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, that my family is here. And while this might seem like a sad occasion, I don't think it's a sad occasion for me. it's a very joyous occasion because I look at my family here, I see my grandsons, I see my daughters, I see them in white. The last time I saw my wife in white was when we were married. The last time I saw Omar's wife in white was when he got married. So I'm reminded of all these pleasurable moments. I got to be uplifted. I can't put a negative connotation on this event. While I'm sorry that my son is dead, I have to think of that as Allah's will. And if that's Allah's will, who am I to question? So I say, Allahu Akbar. I'm glad of the circumstances. I'm glad that all my family is here. I see my wife here. I see my daughters here. I see my grandkids here. I see my great-grandkids here. So this elates me. This elates me. This makes me feel very good. If I said anything of beauty, anything of value, all praises are due to Allah and the messenger of Allah, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. All the mistakes, all the errors are mine. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum. Give some thoughts and memories of Omar. And I remember him as a teenager who would steal my car. I would park the car in front of the house. Somehow, we always managed to put it in the right parking space. But he would forget to pull the seat back. He would forget to turn the radio station to the one that I had left him. And when I asked Omar, did you use my car? Did you move my car? No. That wasn't me. You must have left it there like that. You sure you left that wasn't the station you left it on? And as one of the children growing up, I used to always tell them, you guys are always saying it's not me, wasn't me, I don't know. And if I ever catch those two people, they're going to be in a big world of trouble. It's not me and I don't know does everything in this household. Omar was a good father. He was a good son. And if you needed something and he had it, he would give it to you. So my prayers for today that Allah will accept his good deeds and they will outweigh any bad deeds that he had. And he will accept it in the paradise and I will see him there.
Now, we would like to hear from Omar's daughter, Imani, to speak about him as a father.
was my favorite person. We did a lot together. He was, still is, the best dad ever. Whew. I'm gonna miss my dad a lot. I feel like I took for granted his early morning good morning text. He would be in the chat at like 6 a.m. I work from home, so I'd roll over at 8. Like, why are they in here so early? I'm gonna miss those. You knew me and my father's relationship. We were really like best friends. We could pick on each other all day and still, like that. Of course I respected him. But we had great times. I'd give anything to do it again. I know my father is at peace, and I'm up to be okay and be at peace because I know he's no longer hurting or going through whatever he was going through, and I'm sure there's more I can say. I was thinking it out. I thank you all for being here. I know everybody that's here couldn't be here loves my father. Not as much as me. But I know you all love my father and be around him. He always said something funny. He was just doing something, and especially with his toys. I have a favorite video of him. We used to do like Sunday Fun Day, and we'd go riding bikes, or him and Uncle Aqua would be on their skateboards, and my father rode a skateboard. It was electric though. Pushing around on his skateboard and his Vans. They'll call you a poser though if you were. Yeah. But this one video of him just moving through the highway. We were in New York, and we were just on the street, just on his skateboard. I think that's all. But thank y'all so much. My father loves y'all as well. And I'm gonna miss him. Thanks again for coming to support. Thank you.
At this time, I'm going to say some words about my brother, Omar the mentor. He was also the pillar of street justice. If you don't know what that is, after I read this passage, you will know. Omar the mentor, pillar of street justice, the older brother and stepping father for all kids. He would dish out street justice beatings to all kids, not just his, to all kids.
I never got one.
Keeping you on that guided path. Oh, the beatings was real. But they also came with a real life message to learn from. He would not dish out punishment without justification and reassured guidance after. That was Omar. the mentor, pillar of street justice. At this time, I would like Dora Broadway to step up and have some words about Omar, the professional.
So, hi, I'm Dora Broadway. I am actually the oldest of Judy's and oldest children. Omar was my younger brother, right up underneath me, but in some ironic way, the older brother. I typically don't read. I usually just go from what I feel. But this whole moment had caught us all off guard, and so now I'm actually going to read to make sure that I get across all of my thoughts and feelings. So Omar as a professional, when I reached out to his employers and when I spoke to them, they all communicated that they loved him and that they would miss him. Omar held down 2 full-time jobs for many of years. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. When I graduated pharmacy school, I was like, 1 job, that's it. But that man held down 2 jobs for years. He was always reliable and a valued employee throughout his corporate career. We watched him start and grow his own computer repair business. And it was an inspiration to our entire family. To see him start this small business from in his room somewhere to actually getting vans and having Akbar help him, it was really an inspiration to see somebody go out and go start and grow their own business. It inspired us. He believed in doing for self and practiced that with tenacity and very diligent work every single day. He was the first business owner in our family, and he paved the way for us to actually follow suit. So Omar instilled in us that we could actually go start our own business and thrive. And because of that, we have, some of us have our own businesses. And we're working and thriving from them. And so I honor him. I thank him for planting that seed in our immediate family and instilled in us that we can think for ourselves and work for ourselves and go off and do what we need to do.
I'm going to give you guys a little information about Omar being the comedian. We all know he was funny, but there's some things you guys just don't know. Omar, the comedian. Omar lived with smiles and happiness. He would think everything was funny, except being broke. He made sure to tell all of us we was broke and he was rich. This is very true. He was rich in life and he still is rich. Omar was always the comedian. I can remember the legendary Batman versus Superman tape. This was a debate that started between Omar and Akbar. Who would win in a fight? Omar was Superman all the way, and Akbar was Batman. I remember my brother saying, Batman was nothing but a pretty boy with rich, expensive toys. And his key point was, Batman was human. And he would always say to Akbar, come on, man, Batman is human. Superman is a god. So Akbar would always get mad, but either way, it was never going to be a tie. It was always, you was either Team Batman or you was Team Superman. And if you was with Omar, you was the one that was winning. And Lord, please, never play dominoes with the man. He had a way of making you feel so small after losing. He would laugh at you as you would put your pieces down. Just, you put your piece down and he's smiling like, yeah, go on, put it down. And as you put your pieces down, he would just so smoothly put his piece down right after you with the side grin on his face. And he put it down. But guess what? When he got to that last domino, he will get up slowly in slow motion. Slam it on the table. Domino, mother. And then walk away and smile at you. Walk away and smile. At that point, to me, he was the most loved and hated man. You loved his spirit and tenacity, but you hated to lose to him every time. That was Omar, the comedian.
At this time, we would like to open the floor for if anyone wants to share words and experiences with Omar from his family members. Camilla. Oh, Dara.
I appreciate the words from Sister Hawa. Part of what I'm going to say will resonate back. The past couple of days have been daunting. And I myself am surprised that I'm actually standing here. Sister Hawa has solidified in me what I think I needed to feel complete. But for a few days, I believed that the devil was in my mind, had me going everywhere. But I feel at peace. So I know that this is right. I know that we're doing right. So I feel at peace. So I can actually speak to everyone without being very emotional. From the time that we are conceived, our story is already written. I have been blessed to read my brother's entire story. Since I'm his older sister, I read all the chapters. I laughed, I cried, I agreed, and I disagreed with every single chapter. But throughout his story, I loved it all. I would not change nothing about my brother's story. He walked in his truth. He walked in his path. And I am blessed to have seen his story come to the end. Imani, I've said this to you before. I'll say it to you again. I'll say it to you in front of all these people. To know your father was to love your father. He lived like an honorable man. He tried his best, and while he may have made mistakes along the way, he did his best to correct them. He loved his family, he loved nature, he loved life. I wouldn't take none of that back. I don't care what. I would take none of that back from my brother. I say to my brother, Omar, I love you today. I loved you yesterday, and I will love you tomorrow. I hope that I have honored you adequately, and I have been the sister you needed me to be. Your last words to our family was Assalamu alaikum. I see you, my king. I hear you, my king. I greet you, my king. Walaikum salam. May Allah welcome you with open arms. Rest easy, soldier. Your footwork here is done with us. Now you need to go off and be one of Allah's soldiers. And again, walaikum salam.
Okay. This is my second funeral within a year. My oldest son, Andre, Broadway, Al, died in August. And this is my second son, okay? Andre was the oldest, he's the second one, okay? But with respect to what I'm gonna say to Omar, I'm gonna say to Omar this: Omar, who's the God? When they were little boys, I used to say, Omar, who's the God? He had to say to me, I'm the God. And then I say, Akbar, who's the God? He say, I'm the God. See, I raised them that way because God gives us God-like powers. We can put any kind of interpretation on whatever happens to us. And everything in this room, the lights, the flowers, the inside running water, all of that is out of our imagination. So we create this reality. Man is in fact a walking, talking representative of God. So Omar, who is the God? And his reply is, I'm the God. Same thing with Akbar. So you can put, I hope that Omar goes to heaven, meets with Allah, and I hope that the family, this divine family, prospers, goes on. I'm glad to see all my fruit here, all my granddaughters and not great-grandchildren here. Okay, I'm glad to see them here. And the reason this came about, this family came about, is because I went to a Savior's Day. Women dressed like they're dressed now, in all white. Honorable Elijah Muhammad is teaching. See, I was made a Muslim by Malcolm X in Harlem. I sat up under that teaching. And I sat up under the teaching of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So I'm sitting there in the auditorium, and the messenger looks at me and he said, Brother Otis. No, he didn't mention my name. He said, brother, when you leave here, you take yourself a wife. He looked at me directly in the eye, just as if he had said, Brother Otis and X, when you leave here, you take yourself a wife. I come home. I said, Judy, she was my girlfriend at that time. I had no intentions of getting married, quite frankly. I'm young, I'm in college, I got a whole closet full of clothes, I'm driving a Corvette, I got plenty of money in my pocket. You know, she's one girlfriend, you know what I mean? But when the messenger said to me, brother, when you leave here, you take yourself a wife. I listened. I came back. I said, baby, we get married. And I've been blessed ever since. I look at all my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren. I got a videographer here because I want to get the name of all of them. I don't even know all the names of them. But I want to film this so that I know the name of all my children and great-grandchildren and stuff like that, so I know who all they are. But I think this is a divine family because the messenger of Allah called this family into existence. When he said, brother, when you leave here, you take yourself a wife. Right? I'm putting pressure under this brother right here. You take yourself a wife, brother. Stand in front of all these people. Take yourself a wife. Okay, you understand what I'm saying to you? Because nothing is more important than that. I'm so happy I look at my fruit around here. I got plenty of fruit. I'm sorry that my son is dead. I'm sorry that Andre is dead. But I got plenty of fruit. There's fruit right over there. You know, I got plenty of sons. Here's a future son right here with Imani. You know what I mean? So I'm very happy. I'm very happy. I'm elated. I'm elated. Particularly when everybody is in white. And this brother here is my brother from Wall Street. I expect a lot from this brother, man. So this brother here, he got white boy privilege. I told this brother, you're going to be the next Steve Jobs. Yeah, that's this brother here. But you know one thing? My aunt Dot, She was his complexion. She was his complexion. Me and my brother used to call her, that's how white on. You know what I mean? Hey, you know my brother sitting here. Oscar, you want to say something, brother?
I'll defer it to you.
Oh. You're always talking to me a lot, brother. Come on. You want to say something? That's my brother there. That's my brother there. Brother Oscar. That's my brother. We go way back, brother. We go back to, listen. So if I said anything of value, anything of beauty, all praise is due to Allah, the messenger of Allah. Any mistakes that I've made have been mine. Thank you very much. Oh, by the way, we are having a repast after this. I have some cards in my hand, which I'll hand out to the people so you know exactly where it is. We'll have a presentation. This we'll have on film, so the family's history can be seen. And it's all being, it's a beautiful thing because I have family that's not even here. And there's more people here of Omar's friends than family. And I'm glad he had that kind of influence. But I'll be giving out a card to people who know where the repast is so we can get together and eat and have a joyous experience.
So, can you just announce where it is so that
Yeah. While I'm here, it's at the King's Family Restaurant. It's a Muslim restaurant. It's on Clinton Avenue. The address is 557 Clinton Avenue, Newark, New Jersey. That's where it is. And I'll be giving these cards to people whoever want to attend. You know, because I went there, and he said to me, you know, I'll make room for provisions for 50 people. I said, well, I don't know, man, because I got 38 people in my family. And then my daughter called and said, listen, they got a bus coming from one of his jobs. And I said, a bus? I said, damn. So I went back to the guy and said, listen, man, you're going to have to, I was there this morning. I said, you got to give me some more tables. You got to have some more food, brother, because they got a busload of people coming, you know what I mean? So I'm glad of that. And I want all y'all to come. And I'm going to give y'all cards so you know exactly where to come. All praises is due to Allah, the messenger of Allah, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. I'm so thankful that all of you come. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm Camilla Tagaris, and I am one of Omar's younger sisters. And
make sure the family and friends in the back can hear.
yeah, my voice don't carry, so.
You didn't get your daddy keys like that, huh?
Hello?
Okay, now they can hear you well. We'll make sure that comes out. You're welcome. Thank you. One second. You're good.
So, like I was saying, I'm Camilla Tagaris, and I'm one of Omar's youngest sisters. There's a lot of us. We all grew up together real tight. I'm also married to the privilege as my dad. Thank you very much, honey, for supporting me and allowing me to benefit. So I just want to share, we were all given the memories of Omar that we had in our chat, and I want to share one that was really, I think, critical for me as I was growing up and sort of coming into my teenage years. We would all work. So we would work with my dad, we would work for my dad. And this particular time I was trying to make some money so I can get some school clothes. So my dad had me and Omar canvassing with him. So we went out canvassing in the morning on the weekends. And then Daddy would drive us to his job, where he would then go upstairs to work or do some work.
and we would wait in the car. So Omar had done this with my dad before, so he knew kind of what the deal was. I'm pretty sure Dad doesn't know this story, but so as soon as Dad would leave, Omar would get in the driver's seat. And sorry, Dad. Sorry. I didn't want to tell you like this, but Omar would get in the driver's seat and he said, "Come on, you want to go for a ride?" And I was like, "What?" I was so scared. I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, come on, Dad ain't gonna be back for a while." So I was like, "All right, cool." And I got in the driver's seat. I pushed the seat back. Omar let me pull the window down. I put my feet in the air, and we just drove all around East Orange. We had a ball. It was just me and him. We blasted music. We changed the radio station. Yes. I don't even know if he had a license at that point, because I was like 12. So it was absolutely amazing. That's probably the best time that I had. It was just me and him too. So, that was like sort of our way of connecting as we got older. Just individual time with me and him, because there was always so many of us. And then, we would drive back, and Omar would fix the seat. We would change the station back, and we would just sit in the car and wait. And Dad would come back down like 20 minutes later, and we just act like nothing happened. And this is what we did whenever we went canvassing. Dad never.
Good thing I didn't know he would have lived this long.
That's why you never knew. So that's the kind of brother that Omar was, as we were growing up. He was always, real cool to us. He was always like up on the best stuff, like the best clothes, and he was just always like kind of like this figure of like coolness. And I always love him for that. It's really sad, for me personally that he's gone. I wish that he could have been here forever. I wish we could have been together forever. But he made a different decision, and I'm going to respect that. It was his to make, and I'm going to respect that. I read a few years ago something that James Baldwin said. In life, you're born and you die, and in between there's suffering and love. That's pretty much what it is. That's how he summed it up. And I think that everyone has suffering. We all gonna suffer. All my family, we've been going through a lot this pandemic. With Hearn, Andre, we've just been going through a lot. But as long as we have love to kind of balance that out, and we love on each other, and we spread love to other people, then I think we'll be all right. And we'll get through this. I love you, big bro.
Peace, everyone. I am Omar's youngest sister, Almisa. Yeah, I'm the baby. I would like to concur what my sister said about suffering and love, and I would like to share how Omar really, throughout my entire life, was only a representative of love. We're a big family, so we have a lot of characters in our family, and the characters sometimes can represent suffering or they can represent love, but Omar really only represented love, honestly, to be honest, for me. And it might be just because I'm the baby, so he was not just my big brother, but he was a stepping dad when absolutely necessary. Like the memory that I shared when the family was going over was, I can remember being in daycare, and Omar was the one in charge of picking me up from daycare. And I always look for him, like, oh, my brother's gonna be here soon. And one time it was raining, and I was scared because it wasn't just raining a little bit, it was like thunderstorming. So I just assumed that one of my parents would come because it's thunderstorming outside, like, put me in a car, obviously. And I was 4, so this is the thought process, like, duh, shouldn't they know this? Omar still came. And I, of course, was not just afraid of the rain that was happening, but there were lots of puddles. So Omar, to secure me, he put me on his shoulders and then walked me all the way home like that. So that was the kind of love that I got from my big brother. And I never shared this with Omar. I've shared it with Javon. But Omar was the representative that I use, because you kind of have a representative. You kind of know kind of what you're looking for when you're looking for a spouse. And Omar was my representative. I really found him. And, all over. I knew I needed a protector, and I knew I needed a provider, because Omar, you might know. And I knew I needed that as a person. And I'm just so thankful that he gave me that image, because it helped me in knowing what I needed as a person, and him representing that in my life. I can't thank him enough for being a protector and a provider for me growing up, and knowing that, look, these are my non-negotiables. So.
Rashida, I think she needs to say.
I'm sorry.
I mean, once you get up there, it's a lot harder than you thought.
Yeah, right?
It's a lot of faces. Uncle Omar, he was like he was a perfect example of a teddy bear. I like to tell the family that Uncle Omar was like, it was an oxymoron, the type of person he was, because he could come in a room and it would be like if a ferocious tiger walked in here, we all go, oh my God, because he was so strict, he has such structure. And you could read this off his presence. But then he'd make a joke, and it's as if that same tiger just rolled over and gave you its belly. You was confused. Should I pet it? Or should I wait till it turns back around and walk out? I don't know. He gave a lot of us jump starts to what it is, whether it was finding your love, starting a business, and every single person who came up here and said one thing or another about him, I see that in their life. They've implemented what he's taught them in their life. And he has an awesome family. And it's funny now that he's gone and everybody's walking around and I just see little Omars in everybody. Especially the boys. Every time somebody's getting disciplined, like, you're gonna get to Omar. You better watch out. Couple of us, he was just fearless. It was almost like he just knew. He believed in you probably more than you believed in you. And I say that this way because How many of y'all got thrown in the pool? Oh my God. Oh my God. Keep your hands up, please. I need to take a count. All right. How many of you knew how to swim when you did it? Oh, okay. My hand goes down too.
I learned how to swim.
Thank you. What he taught me is, at that young age, when he threw me in there, was the first lesson I got was that I know how to come up. Because my mother, she went, and his is, she came up. And I did. Nobody didn't pull me up. I came up. And yeah, I came up with a lot of water too, a lot of coughing. But I could make it. And that drives you to know that you can make it. When you are down, or you are somewhere you are foreign to, you don't know where you are, he's going to let you know that you can make it. I say that we're going to miss Uncle. And I'm glad that we were fortunate enough to have as many years that we have with him, to have those type of values instilled in us so that we can walk, even with him gone, and still make it. And thank you.
My Uncle Omar is a great man, and I say is instead of was. I got it. Alright, well, we just gonna set that down. That's kind of too much. I say my Uncle Omar is a great man, and I say is instead of was, because is, you know what I'm saying, was is past tense, is he's still here with us, and he's very much here with me today. One memory I remember about my uncle was the first time he came to the house, for real, that I really remember, he pulled up in a 2003 Infiniti G35 coupe. It was a stick, it was a rev up, you heard him coming probably from the highway. And all you hear is, no! You're like, oh, okay, yeah, I know who that is, that's Uncle Omar. It can only be one person driving that crazy. There's no one else driving like that. He pulled up to the house, I'm sitting in the living room, and he said, Jalik, come here. So I'm like, dang, what I do? I start thinking, I'm like, oh, is my grades good? What's my grades look like? So I go to the bathroom to think, to give myself time to think about it. I'm like, dang, I was like, oh, what's my mom at? I was like, I don't know where my mom is, my mom at work. I'm like, you know, I'm about to get a vegan, I don't even know what I do. You know what I mean? So I walk out the bathroom, and he's like, Jalik, walk outside. I'm like, all right. So I'm walking, I'm like, he's like, Jalik, come on. I'm like, all right, I'm coming. I come outside, and he got a go-kart for me, so, you know what I'm saying, it's a good day, I'm not getting a beat. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, it's gifts? You know what I'm saying, you pulled up with gifts? I'm like, all right, bet. Lord knows how he got the go-kart there, and he pulled up in an Infiniti, but he got it there. So after that, we went and get ice cream, and he's driving in the car. I'm not no older than probably 4 or 5, no older than 6. He's driving in the car, and all I'm thinking is, this man is crazy. Like, I'm looking at the dash is like 120. I'm like, okay, yeah, we safe. I look again, they say 125. I'm like, 125? I'm like, I ain't never did 125. I done been in the car with Nana, my mom, Auntie Dara, everybody. Even Uncle Bell ain't doing 125. They get down to like 130. I'm like 130. Like, alright, yo, we might die if we did something. I'm like, that's cool. So he look over at me and he like, you good? And I'm like, I'm sweating how I'm sweating right now. That's how I'm sweating. Like, there's a lot of people. I'm like, I'm sweating how I'm sweating right now. I'm sitting down in the back seat like, yeah, I'm straight. He like, Jalik, I got it. And there was something about the way he said it. He was just so chill. And I'm like, He said he got it, let it be known, and I'm sitting in the back seat, he still ain't looking at the front. He talking about something, yeah, I got it, don't even worry, we going to get ice cream. He done looked at me for about 10 seconds now. I couldn't believe it, but we got our ice cream and we made it back home safe. And it was always the same thing with my Uncle Akbar, who I don't see here today, which I do want to know why he's not here, but I'll leave that for another time. But it's like my friends, when I'm with my friends, I say I'm my family, you know what I'm saying, and friends are family, so everybody that is a friend of his, I do thank you for being here for my uncle. It's like I call myself Leak the Great, that's Omar the Great. When I say Omar, I need y'all to say the Great. Omar.
The Great.
Omar.
The Great.
Omar is what?
The Great.
Thank you.
My brother has taught me strength. It was kind of an ironic way of how he taught me strength, but he taught me strength. I remember coming home one day. I was always the fighter in the family. So I remember coming home one day, I got into a fight with some dudes. And me, of course, like I said, I'm the fighter, so they yelling, I'm gonna get my sisters. I'm gonna get my sisters. So what? I got brothers. I'm gonna get my brothers. I'm gonna get my brothers. I come home, yeah, I was sad. Omar upstairs being the big brother that he is, he comes to me, pats me on the shoulder. What's going on? What's the matter? So I told him, yo, I got in a fight with these dudes, yo. They told me they was gonna get their sisters. He was like, "Sai, you know, Darn, I got you." And I'm thinking, like, Darn ain't no fighter. Camilla ain't no fighter. And Alnisa the baby. So once again, I'm all alone. Then I told him, I was like, you know what? They said they gonna get their brothers. And my father always told us, fight together. So I thought I had this one. We gonna win. My brother like, oh, they said they gonna get their brothers? I was like, yeah, and I told them I got brothers too. Omar was like, you know what? He patted me on my shoulder. He hit me with that side smile and hit the step off. I was on my own. And that is what taught me strength. Sometimes you got to do things on your own. If you fighting a man, a woman, a cat, a dog, whatever it is. When it came to my brother, he was a lover, not a fighter. He said, I'm going to let you take the fighting title, and I'm going to be over here being the lover.
Oh man, it did hit you a little bit like you were saying. Oh man. Okay, I have a few memories. My most recent one with Uncle Omar is he was texting in the family group chat, and my youngest kid, none of my kids ever like wearing clothes. So I'm sending the morning picture of my kid, and she didn't have no shirt on. And he must have been at work, and the picture of her just popped up huge on his screen. And he texted the group chat back and said, "You gonna get me fired because baby nipples is popping up on my screen." And I just sat at the house and I was like, oh my goodness. And my first thing was, well, why is he on his phone at work? Why is it popping up on his screen? Because that's what he would have said to us. Get off your phone, you at work. That's why you broke. I texted back and I was like, he was like, put some clothes on that kid. Don't send no more pictures of her without clothes on. So then he takes his phone and takes a picture of his work screen with just my chunky kid and her chest out. And everybody in the family group chat is just laughing at it. And I was just sitting at home like, oh man, of course it had to be him. Another story, as they said earlier, he was always giving out justice, street justice, to the kids that didn't listen. See, me, I was the angel because I was the youngest out of the older three kids. So, It was one time, it was only once that I was summoned to a meeting.
Summoned. She was summoned to a meeting.
And my lovely older brother who just spoke took it from me. So I go out today being one of the kids that did not get the street justice. I'm out here and I am very proud of it. And I would take that with me to the grave because I used to hide. I was scared. I hid in cabinets. I would hear him, "Where's Shay?" I'm scared. That's where I'm at. And that's where I'm going to keep it. But I just wanted to share a positive moment and, keep his greatness alive. And I'm going to keep his greatness alive by giving his street justice to my kids. Because it got to be alive somewhere. And out of my older siblings, I got the most kids. So that's what's going to happen. Or I'm going to get Uncle Jalik to do it and follow his footsteps. But the street justice will continually be given out. Those are his babies, but it's going to happen one day. I promise you all.
Hello, family and friends. My name is Broadway. I'm his oldest niece. My uncle, as my mom and many of the family have said, he's very strict, very stern, very strong man. One thing that I feel as though will always stick with me is my uncle taught me how to be strong, how to be humble, how to be a go-getter and realize that you're never really alone. Like, family always gonna have your back and be there for you, regardless of the ups and downs that we have. While I was one of the bad ones that did get a lot of street justice beatings, he did humble me. He did make me a better person. And for that, I'm thankful for you, Uncle. Because of him, I did go to ROTC. Because of him, I did want to pursue a police career. And because of him, I remain strong today. So, Uncle, I apologize for anything that I've ever put you through. But I love you and respect you and know you're in a better place. And forever that, I'll always be grateful to have known you and been in your honor. May you rest in paradise.
Hi, I'm Sandy, Imani's mom. I just want to say Omar was the best father I could ever ask for. I basically grew up with the family. When that car was being taken, that was him coming to pick me up. On our late night little, him picking me up and telling his mom that I took the bus there when he actually came to pick me up. I'm going to tell you, me and Omar kept in contact over the years. I'm just going to say that. I'm not going to go into anything else. So I'm going to miss. He used to send me a lot of YouTube videos, good morning texts, So I loved him. He know it. I know he loved me. Like I said, we fond memories of, y'all know. So on Sunday, when I came back from being with Imani, I was crying out to the Lord and questioning Omar, asking him why didn't you tell someone what I was going through? So I'm just crying, tears flowing. I'm praying to the Lord, give me a sign, let me know that he's okay. So the last conversation Omar and I had a few weeks ago was about my computer, my laptop, on how to get more memory in it and, just discussing my computer. So as I'm crying out and I'm praying and I'm asking the Lord to send me a sign that he's okay, I hear a loud noise downstairs. I'm in the house alone. And I jump. but I got all right. So I go downstairs and my laptop bag that was been sitting against against the chair for about a week was on the floor. So I knew that was my sign that he was okay, that he was telling me that I'm okay now. And that's all.
At this point, we would like to hear from any friends that would like to speak on Omar.
Hello, everybody. I'm Anthony. Everybody call me Buddy. I am Omar's son-in-law. The last conversation I had with him was asking for his permission to marry Imani. One of the greatest conversations we ever had together. He gave me a lot of advice. From there, we talked randomly at first, but from there we talked pretty much every day. Whether it be YouTube videos, random IT advice, random business advice, sending cars that we saw on the road. I just want to let everybody know, him know especially, I got his baby girl.
Well, I think I can talk loud enough. I'm Carl. If I could have, I should have changed my last name to Broadway. Really, so many great people here. At some time, Omar works with us, and there's a lot of his friends that are in the audience. I didn't realize that by him working second shift, he was actually really a counselor for everybody else. And what we would do, including myself, is we would wait until everybody else left the office. And then we'd go and talk to him at the end of the day, and we would sit there, and I would get the phone calls and say, you know dinner's here. But they didn't realize I was just hanging out with Omar, and I was having a great time. And there's some things I've learned over the last couple weeks. So first of all, Otis had told him, if you really like to do something, you should do a lot of it. So he had 2 jobs. We benefited from that a lot for over 7 years. Now, there's other things that I learned. I thought he was the slowest driver ever. He never went 130, ever. Now I realize I was lucky because the majority of the driving we did was in Hoboken. And there were stop signs and lots of pedestrians. And it's one of the reasons why I'm still here to talk to you today. But I never knew that. Literally, it was like driving with Miss Daisy when you decided, you know, and maybe we were going to get there at some point. He definitely had a lot of cars. I've got pictures of him on just about all of them, including the little bicycles and stuff like that. And he would love to leave the office probably for just a few seconds to go for a ride. Well, anyway, we like to hang out a lot, and I didn't know there was the family group chat that was taking place. But, you know, I liked hanging out with them, so we'd always figure out ways to have the shift go a little bit longer. Well, like a week ago, I mean, we were, you know, I didn't know, by the way, he was Superman. He was Team Superman. Yes. I would have been on Team Superman, but, you know, yeah, I totally would have chosen that, absolutely. Well, anyway, we were helping someone out, right? I mean, that's what he did. He would look for whoever it was that he could help, and we were doing some superhero stuff on the computer that maybe people would know someday, or maybe no one would ever know, because they just wanted to wake up in the morning with all work. And he was sitting in my house because so I'd gotten the phone call. Actually, it was from my youngest, and he really wanted ice cream, and we kept going. It was like an escalating level. We kept going further and further and further. And I was getting the text messages like 55 minutes left until the thing closes, and we got to 25, and well, this is probably the fastest Omar ever drove. We actually made it there on time. And it was bananas that were made into like ice cream. And his body was a temple. I did not pull that from him by any means, but his body was a temple. And I convinced him to have some because I told him it was 0 points on Weight Watchers. We got him a cup, and he had a handful of spoonfuls on it, and he really enjoyed it. And but anyway, you know, all my kids went to bed. I think he went into the room, you know, to talk to Eli before he went to bed. Anyway, I was getting so tired I couldn't even believe we were still going to go. And at some point he walked up to me and he said, "I want you to know my shift is ended." That was the only way he went home. There are lots of people here that considered him as family. You know, I had the benefit of talking to a lot of people. I didn't know Dara before this last 9 days, and different Broadways called me along the way. I mean, I think everyone here would do anything for him. His daughter, we love you so much. It was great that you were around us for a lot for that time frame. You know, if you get a chance to speak to some of the others that are in the back of the room or not wearing white today, we all have really good stories about him, and he was quiet. I mean, he really didn't say anything. He was
Not
sitting
at
in that
all.
corner. No, not at all. But when you stayed really late, you were second shift. We were the lucky group. You know, you get that drive that he would talk to you during and the like. So anyway, we were so blessed. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, I would like to ask, would any other friends like to speak on Omar?
So I wrote Omar a letter, and as a dear friend of his, this is something that I did pretty often. And I wrote this for him yesterday. Omar, tomorrow is the day of your official homegoing. Life is something we are all trying to understand. We're constantly searching for answers. One thing I understood about your life was that you were a giver and you truly loved. I've always felt that love from you, whether it was the love for your family, your daughter, your career, animals, your favorite, the orca, health, YouTube, cars, food, cookies, Bob's Burgers, and the great outdoors. Every moment we share will always be deeply embedded in my memory because they truly touched my heart. Our Sundays together were really the best. We start our morning with PX90 yoga or yoga with Cassandra, followed by a massage or a hike in the mountains. Our conversations were everything, as we would literally talk about anything and have great debates that led to laughter. Omar, you taught me so much about life and relationships. You reminded me that everything takes time, consistency, and love to build success. I miss the moments of us just holding hands in the car, listening to Sade. And the bets we would make, especially about me not being on time, even if it were just 5 minutes. You were always there for me, even if I just needed to lay in your arms and hear your heartbeat. You reminded me that love does exist because that's what you were. I will miss our in-house spa days and look on your face seeing you relax while I groom your hair and nails. You would always tell me, I'm always with you, and I feel you with me more than ever. Love always, Darlene.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Y'all pray for me. God gives me strength.
Take your time.
I had the pleasure of being Omar's barber. I met him about 6 years ago, him and Akbar. And from the moment I met that brother, we hit it off. It's amazing to sit back and hear the stories that everyone has shared, all of the family members. I feel like I know you guys because he shared so much with me about his family. Omar really loved his family. His brother would text me on a regular basis and just ask me, how is my family doing? Telling me, family is what's important. Keep family first. We had a lot in common. I do IT as well. He did IT. So, we just hit it off. We hit it off. He would come by my house for barbecues. Him, Akbar, Kareem, Amani. And I just feel blessed to have known that brother in the time frame, that the Most High gave with me. And to the family, you have my deepest condolences. I don't know you personally, but just know that I love you. I'm praying for you, and anything that I can do for you, I'm here for you. God bless you.
Give me 1 second.
Mr. Broadway, to Alicia, Rashid, Alvin, Akbar, the whole family, I'm sending my condolences to you. I'm sorry I couldn't be there. My intentions was to be there. Man, Omar started back in the juvenile detention center back in the 90s. And as I sit here dealing with my sickness at home, I begin to shed tears because everything you guys are saying, Omar loves his family. His joy was, especially when Amani was born. And I remember the times that Cassandra and my girlfriend would just drop us off some lunch at the youth house. And I can hear Omar saying to me, hurry up, man, get your fat behind us, this is going to eat. And I'm so lost for words because through Omar, I put the rest of the fellas together. There's Chuck, KB, and L, and the rest. But he definitely loved his family. And the girls, and his little brother, Akbar, will forever be my little brothers. And Mr. Broadway, you said it right. You planted, you have a village, you have more than a village. And I'm just so much lost for words. I wish I could have been here to just give each one of you a hug, but I know I would feel no good if I would be able to just listen, let y'all know how I'm feeling. So my prayers with you, stay strong, and each one of us carry something special about Omar. He made it to my last, my 40th birthday party, and then he helped carry me out the building after the party. And he laughed at me the next day. He asked me that I want some more because he didn't want nothing. Imani and to the husband to be, I cannot wait to meet you. And just know, Imani have a lot of uncles. And I believe that if Omar gave you the blessings, just like Dora said, he's a protector. Lisa, I remember I used to call you Bandcamp, a little nerd. God bless you all, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you for allowing me to get a chance to speak, because I couldn't be the physical form, but Omar will forever be in my heart. And
welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm the barber's wife. Just to speak on Omar's generosity, we didn't know him only for about 5 or 6 years. And our youngest son graduated high school 2008. And we live in Inglewood, and if anybody is from Inglewood, have heard of Inglewood, they have prom, and prom they have show off, and it's the biggest thing in Inglewood, show off. And Omar at that time had a white Corvette. And my son needed a car for prom. And Omar allowed my son, 18 years old by the way, to drive his car to prom. And Omar, yes he did. I don't even know if I would let my son drive my Corvette. So Omar just took my son out. My son had to prove to Omar that he knew how to drive. And that was it. And my son looked, I mean, great bomb that day.
He was balling.
The picture,
He was balling.
Just fronting in Omar's Corvette. So also, it's such a small world because he came to our son's graduation. And at that graduation, my niece was there. And I don't know which job, co-workers, but Brianna Boyd, that's my niece. She just had a baby, 2 weeks ago? She's not here. So when he got to the graduation, he asked my husband, who is that? And he was like, I know her. My husband's like, that's our niece. And it's such a small world because she knew Omar. She was like, Omar's quiet, Omar's quiet. Omar don't say much at work. So when she had a baby, she would tease him. She was like, Omar, you didn't send anything for your godchild. Just joking with him. And he literally sent her something for her baby. So I just wanted to say thank you for just being the person that he is. My husband is an awesome man, and the people that he attracts is just, they're awesome people. And him and his brother, and like my husband said, the daughter and even his wife had came, and they're just good people. And I'm grateful for that time. I didn't know him for many, many years, but he had an impact on the time that we did know him. And I pray that he rests in eternal peace. And to all, like my husband said, he loved his family, and they had a lot in common because they did IT. So to the family, you all will continue to be in our prayers. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to give a chance. Would you like to speak with? Okay.
I'm Chuck. I know all of the family, whether they knew me or not. Omar that was my guy. We go back every bit of 25 years. We did a lot. I got stories for days, but we'd never get out of here. The motorcycles, the cars, all of that. Like, that's what we did. Matter of fact, he had just texted me not too long ago. You know, when the summertime comes, we get together, we go sit by the pool, me, him, Ak, and we break bread and we celebrate each other. It took me so long to come up here because I couldn't do this and keep my composure. But that's my brother, and I'm gonna miss him. And like I told Ak, everything they've been going through. Andre, another heartbreak. Like we all spend a lot of time together. And I told Ak, he's still got another brother, as well as the family. If anything you guys need, just reach out. Imani, we was texting each other yesterday. Just memories. She got her phone, and I got it, and but talking to his father, he gave me a different perspective on it. Omar, we all gonna die just as we're all born, and he decided how. And for that, he's stronger than me. I don't know. I can't. But I don't even know what else to say. But God bless him. I'm gonna miss him. I miss him already. and we'll bless the family.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, all. From Omar's Doris Naturals family. He's worked with us for 5 to 6 years. Before he got there, I have to say that that position was a revolving door, but Omar was a true professional. Once he sat on that chair, there was nobody else going to sit there. He didn't tell me that I was broke like he told some of you, but he did let us know. If you came in with some new sneakers, he came in the next day with better sneakers than yours.
Yes, he did.
We all had 3 monitors on our desk. He had 6 on his. Everything he did was just a little better than what you were doing. And I got on the Corvette just once, obviously just once, because after that one time, I said, there's no way I'm ever getting on with him again. So I had the pleasure of cooking for Omar. I would prep his meals for following week. So I told Omar, I'm going to start keto meal prep. Are you down? He's like, you know, not really doing keto, but sign me up for all the sweets. So, all the sweets. Every week I'd send him the menu, he'd cross off the sweets and send it back. He's like, get that swine off your menu, man.
It sound like my father.
So, yeah, he was a quiet guy. All of the time that he was there with us, I can't say I saw him or heard him raise his voice once, except to let everyone know that he was rebooting the phones. That was it. But he never got mad at anyone, went, did his job, messed up, and let him know he'd go and just fix it, never said anything back. It was just like, he was so robotic when it comes to his work that when I hear you guys, I'm like, wow, that was Omar? Justice Omar? Wow. But anyway, thank you all for letting me speak. He's nearly missed at Doris. One of the greatest guys we had over there.
Thank you.
Hey, Amani. I'm one of the uncles that I think one of the last callers talked about, and your father was really a brave guy because you had 10 uncles, and your mother was the youngest out of 14. Matter of fact, she's the youngest, and she's here today, and the oldest brother is here today, so that's a blessing too. But Street Justice Omar was going to meet Street Justice Omar. So I was the Street Justice guy in my family, and because I was a little, wild, a little out there a little bit. So I found out that, your mom was crying about something, but it was a secret kind of affair anyway, because this was back when they was in high school. So I'm going way back, So I put the word out on the street, page now, Bieber, when y'all see Omar, because I got to talk to him. Yeah, so it was only me. I didn't call the rest of the crew unless I needed them. So I usually try to do it by myself. So the word got out, I'm looking for him. So I get a text that, he's by the high school. So I get up there, I'm looking for him. I thought I spotted him, and I'm not sure if somebody said, well, his brother is here. Because not only did he drive fast, he ran fast too. But just to bring it back on a positive note, I didn't know he was a kid. I mean, he grew up to be a great man. He grew up to be a great warrior and just a great father. And me and him partnered at that point with making sure she got to school, graduated. I helped her move in. Anytime I helped Amani with anything with school, he would meet me there, help her get the stuff out the car. And we became really, really cool. Also, I'm like computer illiterate, so he was the guy who had all the computer knowledge. So he the one that gave me my first computer. I think he used to work on Central Avenue at the hospital or something, and he had got me a computer and showed me how to use it. And only know what he showed me to this day. I don't know no more. I just know a couple things. But he was a great guy, love you to death, and he's in paradise. And and he's definitely, you know, a tough guy, you know, and a really great guy. That's it.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
I'm just upset that I didn't get to know Omar. And it's sad because I'm Omar's cousin. Judy is my first cousin. Our mothers are sisters. I've only known Darva, Rashida, Akbar, Alnisa, and Camilla growing up. When Alnisa was born. That's how far back I just remember them, and it's sad because they're our cousins. These nowadays, I got up to say something about family. I'm upset that I didn't get to really know him when he got older, because I'm one of the party ones. That Northeast Orange area is my area. I partied. And I'm upset that I didn't get to know, to hear y'all speak about him, I'm upset that I didn't get to know him. Like I said, our mothers are sisters. These nowadays, we had praying mothers. Out of the 4 mothers in Jersey, we had praying mothers, and that's why we still here. I'm upset because these nowadays, everybody talk about family immediate. Broadway's family, Carr family, Brown, Smith, we are Caldwells. And that's how I feel now. None of our mothers are here. Out of 13 children, we have 1 aunt left in Florida. And all we care about now is our immediate. Because I say it on my mother's deathbed. I promised her I will keep all, if you carry the last name Caldwell or you have a call, or it's your last name now, I'm taking care of my immediate family. But when you say family, we all family. All of y'all are my cousins. Y'all may live in East Orange. I'm in East Orange every day because that's where my boyfriend lives. I lived in East Orange for 5 years. I probably seen and walked past y'all. Bumped into you in a store. Your grandmother is my first cousin. And this is sad. It's sad to me, and it hurt when I hear y'all talk about Omar, and I didn't really get to meet him like that, because I would have loved to party with him. I would have loved to be the one in that passenger seat in that Corvette.
Yes, girl. Yes, I know.
Yes, but my name is Belinda. If any one of y'all see me for the rest of this day over at King's, wherever, ask me my name, ask me my phone number. I believe in family 100%. I don't have much. I don't have anything. If you need a ride, I don't know about gas now, but
yes, girl, yes.
But if you need a helping hand with anything, tax is my profession. If you got a question, if you need anything, I love to help family. And we're family. It's like we're distance family now, because you only worry about the immediate. You are my first cousin. It's sad. But just from here on out, if you see me, ask for my name and my number, or give me yours. Because I would love to be friend or be your cousin.
I'm just going to be brief. Real quick. I'm just going to say I am Judy's mom, was also my mom's sister. But one memory, I don't need this. One memory that I do remember, I'm Veronica. I sent you an email once, well, a text once I found out who you were. I feel bad that I didn't stay as close. Just so you know, our family wouldn't even be, this building wouldn't even be enough. It's a lot of us. One of my sisters, just so you know, have 12 kids. They're all grown with kids. So just so you know, we're gonna connect more, you know, and we thank God for family. But today, hold on to this young lady. Hold on to family. Life is not promised, it's short. So take advantage of this moment in this time and try to connect and stay in touch. We need each other just to get through another life. We need each other. So just be there for, you're gonna hear more from me. And I'm gonna be there with you too, Judy, growing up with you. My mom was, and your mom were sisters. Belinda, her mom. It's so many of us. It's so many of us. Just be connected. And I thank God for his life. I thank God for his life. I truly believe that he's going to be in paradise. But I thank God for his life.
One second.